Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This time, yet another video response to Majora T in his table topics video. This time around, he asked, or he posed the question to the community: why play games more than once? Why replay games? Which is an interesting question for a lot of us in the community because we are, I guess, technically collectors and we own many games. In my case, I have more games that I can that I can ever manage to beat. At this point in my, I guess, collecting career, if you want to call it that, I have to recognize that there's many games that I won't be able ever to play or get around to them. So my line of thought is I try to replay older games as I try to avoid replaying games as much as possible. Which it's something that I don't necessarily do all the time. In fact, recently with Teddy Majora T, we did a playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for his Button Mappers channel. So make sure you guys check that out. I'm gonna be a link below for that video. But that's something that I really enjoy doing. Again, I try to avoid doing that because my line of thought is, if I replay an older game, that just means I am those are hours that I could have dedicated to a game that I've never played or that I never beat. But every now and then it's fun, and this was the perfect time. The perfect example for the Ocarina of Time replay that I did with the button mappers. It was very fun. It's you guys know me. It's my favorite game of all time. So it was fun going back and reigniting or revisiting Hyrule and the different locations. And especially I replayed the 3DS version, which I only beat once when it first came out, and the 3DS version has a lot of added details, like posters and new textures that are pretty fun to explore and add more detail, and it's more they make the game a little bit more livelier, if that makes any sense. So I had a lot of fun exploring that new aspect of the game, even though I already beat that 3DS version a couple years back. For other games, like for example, this year the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition got released. I was very tempted to start this game or replay this game because I originally beat these on the Nintendo Wii. It's one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. But I told myself, if I invest another 60 to 100 hours, because this game has that range, that deprives me from playing other games. And this year in particular, I've been doing pretty good on catching up with series that I really enjoyed, like the Ys games. I was able to beat 3 games within the Ys series, and I only have 2 left to play all the mainline Ys games. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I was able to get started on the Trails in the Sky series. I already completed the first one, and I'm in the process of playing the second one. So if I would have started Xenoblade Chronicles, I don't think for example, I would have started the Trails in the Sky series. So that kind of gives an example of why sometimes I prefer not to replay older games. But if they're shorter, I think I do like replaying games. Super Mario World is another good example. That's another game that I play it every now and then. Not every year, but every 2 or 3 years. I'm always playing Super Mario World because it's a shorter game, and I don't mind re-exploring and just I guess reigniting old memories and nostalgia, of playing that game when I was a kid. And I've been doing the same thing. Inspired by the button mappers. I just started Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo on the Switch online service. Another game that it triggers a lot of good memories that I have from my childhood playing that game. So again, I'm not completely opposed to replaying games, but I tend to give more, I guess, a free pass to the newer games, just because I want to be able to explore new games, new stories, new characters, and of course tackle the vast collection of games that I have, and put that sweet check mark after I beat a game. So, and as far as for the few games that I do replay, what drives me to play them, it's kind of funny because in one of the other video responses that I already watched, which is one from Terry 309, Sometimes players, they look for like a new challenge. For example, they replay games on a harder difficulty or a new game mode. Ironically, I know I don't do that. When I replay games, I'm actually pretty boring in the sense that I just play the games like I would normally would. I know Teddy gave an example that, you know, he did a replay of Ocarina of Time a couple years ago, and he did a 3 heart run. So he and Terry did the same example with like the Need for Speed games, where he upped the challenge, trying to beat the game in harder difficulties. Me, I don't do that, which is sounds kind of boring actually, because, you know, I just play the games normally, and in fact, I dabble, or you know, I almost played the Master Quest when I replayed Ocarina of Time recently, but I decided just to play the normal game, which again, I already beat that on the N64, on the GameCube, on the 3DS, and I again beat it for the 4th time in the regular mode, you know. So it's kind of funny. I guess I have like this comfort zone where I just want to relive my experience with the game and the nostalgia and just older memories, not necessarily up the challenge. Even though a lot of the games that I replayed, I also every now and then play them in the harder difficulties. But if I do that, it's more than likely for like getting the platinum trophy, which is something that I used to be a lot into a couple years ago. So for games that I replayed and beat on harder difficulties, that's more tied to getting all the achievements or the platinum trophies, but not necessarily revisiting the game like many years after I beat the original game. So I found myself doing that, you know, for like the BioShock games to get the platinum trophy. You know, I beat Batman Arkham Asylum on the harder difficulty to get the platinum trophy. I beat Resident Evil 5 multiple times, you know, on expert or professional mode, wherever it was. The Battlefield games. So I used to be a lot into getting platinum trophies, but those replay runs were immediately after I beat the game, in order to get the platinum trophy. It's not like I beat the game and waited 5 years and then decided to play it on the harder difficulty. So I don't really have a strong motivation as far as doing a challenge to myself. But you know, if I have to cite one main reason of replaying games, is just for reliving the memories, revisiting all these, you know, fantastic worlds. Because technically, when I replay games, obviously these are replays of games that I love and enjoy. You know, I'm not gonna replay a game that I thought it was uneventful or that I didn't like. Obviously, that'll be somewhat of a waste of time. But I do enjoy replaying games every now and then, like I mentioned. But I do prefer giving a priority to games that I have not played, that are just sitting on my shelves, and you know, that's kind of like the approach that I have regarding older games. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna be leaving links below for you guys to check out the original video from Majora T. Anyways, hopefully you guys have a good one, and I will see you all later. Take it easy.